Liberate your mind to free your soul. Yes, we continue with our lecture on the book that Ricky, this young 21-year-old, and I are writing. Liberate your mind to free your soul. But this particular aspect of the book is taken from the preface. So you are going to begin to really get a powerful information from this book, because we are still at the very beginnings of the book, and you will begin to see the value of this book. As I've continued to say, this book is extremely powerful. Today our topic in the preface is about tune in to yourself. Tune in. You know how you tune up your car and then the car runs excellent? Well, if you have been running around dragging your feet, if you have been scratching your head when it came to think, if you have been coughing when you were supposed to be breathing just free, well, you know you need some tune up here. You need either a memory tune up, or you need a mental tune up, or you need a physiological, neurological tune up. That's what we are bringing to you. This book is powerful. This book is, let me just begin to read now. So it's about problems, and this what Ricky mentioned here about what I had said in 2010. Now there are going to be many things that I continue to say as you read the book. So it says, always know that there is no problem without a solution. Always know there is no problem without a solution. If you create the problem, you have the solution for it. You create the problem, you have the solution. Now, even when you didn't create the problem, you still have the solution. Now, that's what Ricky wrote. It says 2010, Professor Momo, Dogon University of Fact. So now, in order for you, in order for you to begin to identify the problem, because first of all you have to identify the problem before you can solve it. But if you can't identify the problems, how are you going to solve it? And this is where tune into yourself. Tune into yourself comes in, because when you know how to tune into yourself, then you can easily identify where the problem is and what caused the problem. So if you are having constant headaches, you will know exactly whether this headache is coming from your stomach, is coming from your neck, is coming from your toes. You will know. Well, it's right up there inside your head, your brain, but it has an origination point. But you will never know if you don't tune into yourself. And you and all these other millions and millions of people are running to doctors, and this guy or this girl who is your doctor knows nothing about your body. So what they do is they put some phony instrument on your body and begin to tell you where your problem is right here. So they give you some drug, and then you take that drug, and then the next day you have another problem there. You go to them and they give you another drug, then you have another problem, then they give you another drug. Pretty soon you have a whole cabinet full of drugs. So from that, you know nothing is working here. So why don't you begin to learn to identify where your own problems lie, so you can solve them, so you can cure yourself. Cure, that's what I do all my life now. I cure myself. I cure myself completely. So always know that there is no problem without a solution. If you create a problem, you will have the solution for it. Even if it's a problem that you didn't create, you still will have a solution for it, because you have established a formula, and the formula that you establish for yourself is based on numbers. The formula you have established for yourself is based on numbers, natural numbers, and natural numbers are universal for everyone. That's why I cure myself, and that's why I cure other people. Through numbers. I use no drugs, I use no herbs. All the people I have cured, I never told them to even take any herb. I don't tell anyone to take a herb or go take some drug. No. My cure comes with numbers. Numbers are universal. Numbers are universal. So if I can cure you with this pain, I can cure the other person who has a similar pain. So I'm not going to give that person an extra dose of something here and less of a dose here. No. The numbers have the same dosage all the time. And this comes because I have been able to tune into myself. And this is what I teach. My webinar classes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are all based on teaching people how to tune into themselves so they can begin to solve their own problems. Stop running around going nowhere. Now, before they used to tell you about snake doctors. Now, who is the snake doctors today? Who are the snake doctors today? Who are the drug doctors today? See? Now, these people like to throw stones. They like to throw stones so people can get scared about their own misbehaviors. Well, that nonsense is no longer going to fly. Alright, so here it is. Get in tune with yourself, your ancestors, and nature. And the more your spiritual powers will manifest to shield you from harm and hate. This is great. Get in tune with yourself, your ancestors, and nature. And the more your spiritual powers will manifest to shield you from harm and hate. I have no fear. I fear no one. Because I am in tune with myself. I am in tune with my ancestors. And I'm in tune with nature. So, who am I going to be afraid of now? Nature that is destroying places that it had to destroy. For instance, the flood waters now, Mississippi flood waters and stuff like that. The hurricanes that came. All of those were done by nature. Although some people say it is this HAP nonsense that they put up there, controlling nature and that kind of thing. Well, whatever it is still nature. Earthquakes kill people. But see, if you are in tune with yourself, then the hurricanes will come and fly over your house. It won't do no harm to your house. Then you'll be in that earthquake zone over there in Japan, and nothing will happen to your house or you. But when you stop being in tune with yourself and with nature and with your ancestors, and you follow this nonsense they call technology, you say you begin to classify yourself as a modern man, as a man of technology, or a woman of technology, a sophisticated nonsense woman, sophisticated nonsense man. Well, these are the ones that are being swept out by the oceans and the rivers. So we got to begin to identify our true nature. We have to realize what our real mission is. Alright, so again we go. Get in tune with yourself, for it is here that your real truth dwells. Listen. Get in tune with yourself, for it is here that your real truth, the real truth about you, dwells. Let's continue. Get in tune with your real truth, for it's what will clearly define your purpose in life. You hear that? Get in tune with your real truth, for it's what will clearly define your purpose in life. Okay? Get in tune with your real purpose, for it's what will differentiate you from the devils to liberate you. See? Get in tune with your real purpose, for it is what will differentiate you from the devils, and therefore you get liberated. But if you don't get in tune with your real purpose, you'll be running scatterbrained, and you will fall right into the laps of the devil, and that boy will be happy to swallow you up. Alright, let's go to the next point. Get in tune with your liberation, For it is what will make you wiser and infallible. So the predators that terrorize you, exploit you to control and govern you will no longer be relevant. Let me read that again. Get in tune with your liberation, for it's what will make you wiser and infallible. So the predators that terrorize you, exploit you to control and govern you will no longer be relevant in your life. Okay, so that's again, here it is. Who is writing this course here? These statements of wisdom. 2011, Professor Momo, the Dogon University of Thought. So tune into yourself. This is a production by Professor Momo of the Dogon University of Thought. So when you come to Professor Momo, the Dogon University of Thought, all you get is wisdom, wisdom and wisdom and wisdom, my people. This is what the world is looking for. I want you to come to the Dogon to learn this wisdom so you can teach the world. I have plenty of it. That's why I stated here, I tune into my ancestors. My great-great-great-grandfather, who was alive in the 1700s, when the French, the British, the Portuguese, the Spaniards, all of these Caucasians went picking one man after another, one child after another, one woman after another, putting them in those slave dungeons, making slaves out of them, putting them in those nasty boats, and then going across the ocean for months and months. My great-great-grandfather was there in Mali. Did they touch him? No, none of these Caucasians touched my great-great-grandfather. No. The man was there. He was a high priest. He was a high priest teaching in the universities of Timbuktu. My great-great-grandfather was a professor high priest teaching in the universities of Timbuktu, and today he is in me. This was the same time that Benjamin Banneker's grandfather was kidnapped as a slave, and that man was supposed to be the prince to rule the Songhai Empire. Those idiots, French idiots, went and grabbed that man and brought him over here to America. The man came here in pain, traumatized for the rest of his life. Traumatized for the rest of his life. That's what you guys have done to us. Put trauma on our shoulders for all our existence. But you know what? We overcome it. We do overcome it. And like I said, my great-great-great-grandfather was right there. Right there. Some French was going and talking to him. And my great-great-grandfather was teaching them wisdom like I'm teaching you today. My great-great-grandfather, Sualai, Professor Sualai, that was his name. No one touched him. No one touched him. He was infallible because he was wise, and he was just invisible to the eye of the devil. You can come with your slave guns and everything, but you won't touch your hands on that man. And that's me now. That grandfather is me now sitting here. Alright, so let's move on. Tuning is a function of your mind. Let me break this tuning thing for you now. Tuning is the function of your mind, and it is what instructs your left brain to become constantly aware of the shortcomings of your soul. I'll repeat that. Tuning is a function of your mind, and it is what instructs your left brain to become constantly aware of the shortcomings of your soul. Your soul is driven by your memories. Your memories are only useful when your mind initiates them to what has become your reality. Let me repeat that for you. Your soul is driven by your memories. Your memories are only useful when your mind initiates them to what has become your reality. See? No psychologist will teach you this. Where are they going to get it from? If they don't steal it from me, they are going to begin to use what I'm teaching you here. They are going to buy my book here. The book here that the young brother there, Ricky, and I are putting together. They are going to buy from this book and begin to steal the contents from this book. Okay, let me continue. Let me just go back and then I can. Your memories are only useful when your mind initiates them to what has become your reality. But what created your reality? Yes, what created your reality? Your memories will never know the answer to this question because they are married and hypnotized to your past. Let me read that question again. But what created your reality? Your memories will never know the answer to this question because they are married and hypnotized to your past. Your past is the shadow. Your past is the shadow of an advancing soul. That is, if the soul chooses to advance into the future. See? That's what your past is. Your past is the shadow of an advancing soul. That is, if the soul chooses to advance into the future. Now, what happens if your soul does not choose to advance into the future? Then it stays stagnant. It stays stagnant, and so therefore your shadow is not shifting. And this is why I said, let me just put it. This is why I said that you are married to the past, and that you are hypnotized to the past because you are not advancing into the future. These are the people, if you procrastinate, you are married to the past. If you are a time waster, if you just talk and do nothing, you are married and hypnotized to the past. You are glorifying something is long gone, and so you are putting yourself into more and more pain. So let me continue. Your past is the shadow of an advancing soul. That is, if your soul chooses to advance into the future. Without your soul advancing into the future, you will have no existence in the present. Let me say that again. Without your soul advancing into the future, you will have no existence in the present. You will only survive in it, and that is an abuse to your liberty. Did you get that? Let me read that again. Without your soul advancing into the future, you will have no existence in the present. You will only survive in the present, and that is an abuse to your liberty. So now I say, learn about time bubbles. Learn about time bubbles. These are what alter one's pace in order to renew that space with more and more vigor, with the purpose of keeping time that was the past synchronized with time that is the future. When this time that was the past synchronized with time that is the future, then simultaneity or space-time has emerged in what we call the realities of the present. The realities of the present moment. Again, 2011, Professor Momo. This is the preface to our book. You gotta get this book, man, sister. You gotta get this book. This book is powerful. I mean, this is just the preface now. I'm touching on. Maybe every day or two, every 2 or 3 days or so, or every other day, I'll be putting something on YouTube about this book. I mean, you can basically, have a whole educational lesson just listening to my YouTube videos or just watching my YouTube videos. Of course, YouTube is free. But you want the book, you certainly have to order the book. And then if you want additional lessons, I will offer that to you. I'm Professor Momo. Professor Momo, the Dogon University of Thought. And I am really, really pleased to be of service to you. Believe me, I'm pleased to be of service to you. Now, there are those who get angry with me because they say I'm too loud, because they say I have an accent. Well, that's on them. That's on them. I'm not concerned. But what I am doing here is every day people are coming to me and telling me, Professor, we love what you put on YouTube. We love you opening our eyes. People are coming every day and telling me that. And believe me, I have no ego about it. I get really humbled. I'm very humbled to hear you all, and I will continue to be of service to you. I'm Professor Momo. Nama.